Okay, y'all, so let's put y'all in this game right here. We're going to put y'all in this game and we're going to let y'all know how it go. So basically, this is the rules of the interstate to Dallas to Houston. And this is just running throughout Texas, throughout the entertainment industry and more of the gaming industry and music industries. And, these are just molecules of compounds of JB Hunt intermodels. And this is basically mixing combinations and stuff like that. And this is basically using Bill Worth Lie Industries and Enterprises to confirm those messages that are actually real to its deposit at its rate of intelligence. So there's no problem being asked. So there's a more freer determination of what to judge and what to conquer for. And that's every contractor's dream right there, to have as a specification of some type of lead or some type of deposit of an opinion 80. So it's a rightful deed that you can't go wrong with, and that's basically where you're going for 780 yards of factual statements, and that could be in tens particularly, and that's basically what it's going to add up after all. After you're making 90,000 dimes, you're luckily if you're going to find a 10, and that's what you're going to find more predominantly at the time of PMC2 squared, and that's what PMC2 squared does to enhance your capitalism, your commercialism, and your federalism, and possibly even your nationalism. And that's why it becomes a capital favorite as being famous for itself and being more privileged of its diversity. And that's where SHSU comes in as we prohance data as to what a 9210 could be as we go from 8210, which is majority of Bill Worth Lie Industries and Enterprises come promise. And this is just figuring out the normal economics of the station right here. You figure that out, you're going up and down GMC Denali's incline to 2018 trade march. You're going up at least 234 of them. And they're doing the 8210 route. And, that's basically through Texas, Tennessee, and Boston. And you can just see them orbiting around the state and, being able to transition through their driving periods, through their entertainment series, going to theaters, going to outings, being able to retrieve with their outer blessings of shopping and going to theaters and going to Best Buy and stuff like that, going shopping. That's the best part. That's the best part of it. So, that's basically where you're learning more of Bill Worth Lie Industries and Enterprises, where it's always contributing some type of bill statements for itself that make it more affiliated with its public professional business for itself. And, that's basically where it compiles much more data to elaborate, and that's how it makes its $90,000 over, making it $900 at a time. It makes $90,000 at a time, and you get that every 3 months, and that's basically working on a whole 90-hour clock. That's basically where you can do that. You see 90 there, you can put 90 hours there and put it next to 30 hours and put it next to 70 hours. And then if you're thinking with a 730 plus mental mind state or IQ level, you working with 70 miles an hour counterpart, in an 80 miles an hour speed limit. So that's basically where you're going after you making it so far out of there. And that's basically where you're using Bill Worth Lie Industries and Enterprises as a hotspot, a hotspot network, and you're using Adobe and Spotify. You're using Adobe, Spotify, enterprises, and you've been able to use these moments as a greater profession to urbanize your counterparts, and this is just adding up the components of enterprise. You can be thinking about 70 cars and 30 cars and 90 cars, and especially thinking about the W-2s that go in those cars at my level. And you're not just thinking about everybody else's level, you're thinking about your own level and what you do as your own 730-hour incline. You got 800 hours. What about 750 hours? And that's just the main part that covers your 450 month composite on your 700 day work shift. And that's basically where you're using 800 hours to complete your 700 hour work shift and complete more of a positive nutrition for yourself. And that basically makes $10,000 of prophecy to your GDP analysis, and that builds your profile up of your tax credit going towards your TransUnion, Western Union, and MoneyGram, and it goes towards those places as if it's Adobe, Spotify, or Enterprise, and it just calculates its benefits up. And that's basically how you use 73, 50, $58 a dime, that you use it every 641 hours. Every 641 hours, and that's how you get that. So you just working all over the nationalism, all over the nationalist state, all over national state, and you're working with 1908 to 2022, and you're being able to see different aspects of the state memorial building. And they just add MLK with Lincoln, and you get local state with national state. So you're in a scenery of about 1961. So you see in the churches from the city halls, and the city halls from more like the recreation centers and stuff like that. So that's basically where you're coming from 1731 to 2031, and you basically making it to 2031 New Year's, and that's basically where you're getting more towards 2000s, and getting on your high climb of Arizona, Colorado, and Nevada. You're going all throughout the country. And this is just for your home style roots, and this is the new urbanized roots for yourself. And this basically gets your elementary school skills started, and this is basically a big plaque of it that'll get a big generation of starting new performances and getting it more hype for you, not just not just in a bicultural way, but in a multicultural way, where it's multiple. It's not just two, but it's four AAD. So you're not just thinking biracially, you're thinking multiracially. So it's not just 30/90. It's 700, 800 AAD. So you're thinking about weight, you're thinking about speed, you're thinking about distance. This is basically how Millworth Law Industries and Enterprises was adapted in 9210. So that's basically where we're coming through here on the economy system. And you thinking about, where are you getting on the inside? What are you about? What are you going to pay me? What are you going to get me? Well, that's basically where you're getting 9210. That's coming from CR England, Pam, Stephen Transport. You're getting what you need, and that's how you transition in the food that you eat, that you are prospered for AAD. So you making sure that the food that you want is something that you like, and that's something that you could have cred for, and that's something you believe in. You would eat that again 8 times again if that's what something you would do. And that's basically being true to yourself, and that's basically where you're learning the whole capital reserve. This is the stuff that we've been instructing since Fox 7 on 2008's channels. And this is basically what Austin and American Statesman and Fox 7 and all that Max Preps and Dave Campbell's is all about. And that's basically where you're given a bigger explicit detail of what you're going through, and how to combine with social media and the press, and showing more gratitude towards people that love the sport of what they do, of their own recreations. And from my perception, we're not talking about just one sport. We're talking about the whole 980. So this brings it more to intercontinental type phase. So it's another Grammys, or it's another VMAs, or it's another Spring Fling, or some certain type. Where it connects you back to the Urban Fest or South by Southwest, and you feel more at home. So it's a more 1993, 2041 area where you're feeling urban, Cadillac ATS 18, 22, 2022. You're in that area of comfort, and you want to feel comfortable majority of your time, even though life could be hard sometimes. And that's basically what my running back and strong safety positions require on my subscriptions of components that I've described in the past. And that's basically where we wanted it to look like it was a hard deed, trying to keep those positions attractive, by each other, because it's a hard time. Relieving those compassions of 98,459. So basically, that's basically running out $959.18 9 times a week, and being able to confirm something with $251 of trans tax. And this is just basically where we're working on bigger interstates of Theospace, Milky Way, Western Expansion, New Deal area in 1939 to 2018. And that's just talking about the foundation of Pickle, and keeping it very structured as this individual independent structure of construction was made in 2009 and 80. So that's basically how Pickle was made in 2009, and that's basically where it's working on 9 acres to 90 acres, and maybe even possibly 900 acres in the past. And that's basically working on 2009 to 2090 as you're working on the Renaissance in 20 years later. And that's basically where you're working on the Renaissance. So you're basically getting a little sketch of the whole world after 1731 years old. And you basically discovering your Leonardo da Vinci, and you're discovering your Midwestern expansion in your Leonardo da Vinci, and you seeing this 660 times, and being able to see 660 sets of this stuff is just amazing. You see that 641 times, and contribute that to the 9210 right here. That's basically coming from 8210, so that's PMC2 squared, giving you the authority, and giving you the governmental approval of giving you more right and more adjustability of what you want to do. And that's basically what you want to do to positive that greater objective. And that's basically seeing Ecoleaf, PMC, Catfish Industries, SHSU, and that just seeing those companies authorize progress, and that's basically paperwork after that. So you just illustrating paperwork after that, and that's just butter and rice, and you eat that, and it's a wonderful discovery, and that's basically where you find Italy, India, Indonesia. You find all these countries in these places, and you figure out how to use it, and that's just using 731 versus 700, 450, 800 different counties and countries in the area, and it's not just in the county no more. You're in the area. So that's basically where you're working on different diamond transplants, periodic table skills you can use at these 351 levels of 700, 450, and 800. That's just practicing mathematical methods, and understanding the life that you live when you're working on enterprise statements and working on the Chrysler 300 and its compromising of its enterprise statements. And that's basically where you're working on enterprise products. So that's basically where you're working on a greater contribution of Spotify and Adobe. So yeah, that's just getting more acknowledgement. Of 9210 80. That's basically a year stage. You can see that as a year. That is from 1892 to 2010. So, that's just discovering, from game plans on running back and strong safety, you're basically figuring out a way or two before you understand, the direction that it goes. And, that's basically where you're getting GMC that's basically where you're getting GMC and Cadillac at the same time. And, that's basically where you're getting a hell of a whip kit for yourself, where you can buy a hell of a plan for yourself. If you don't want nine vehicles, then you can get a hell of a package. And if you can get a hell of a package, then you're walking off with a hell of a deal that you possibly wanted. If it's 1840 already and you can do that, and it's 1940 already, then you damn sure can do it. You $68,000 or 68,000 experience points above your limit, and you can do that. And that's basically a different direction of state. That's one paper is not three papers. So you're working on three different documents of statements being released, and it's very applicated that can happen. And that's just basically showing your 734 buildings that you have as a producer that's going to produce those 90-30% to you. And that's just working on TransUnion, where you're getting your percentage out and paying your taxes. So that's always a good 930-30, a 930-30, a 930 decision on a 9210 3 times. So you just putting $3 on that and paying yourself those 930 3 times. So now you got about like $3,000 in your pocket. So amen for you, amen. That's what I'm talking about. So that's 20,000. You talking about 20,000, and you got to be able to have big boy wallets. That's at least $500. That's at least $5 in little boy pockets. Just $5. So you got to be able to have a little money in your pocket to eat and to have a good time with yourself. So we got to understand that that's the whole point of the imagination, as why you play football and why you play for long yards and long hours, as you keep a exhaustion rate for yourself and keeping Destiny equipped for not only three of us, but 331 of us, but more than 431 of us. So time gotta be able to be separated of powers, and you gotta have process of elimination 931 times in order to have a PMC2 squared. So that's why it's more authorized and more platform and more certified to be a component of its environment. And that's basically what keeps it more authorized. And Bill Worth Lot Industries and Enterprises produces that and enhances that and supports that. And that's basically one of the things that we want coming from our news industry as DWL, as I point that out at CNN and hockey and golf and football and track and baseball as we get through these NFL times. And that's basically what we want to see coming from all types of teams of the world. And we see this on TV, so we want to make it look good. And we want to spend $70,000 making sure we're looking fresh and we're looking good on hotels and hygiene purposes and stuff like that. So you got to make sure you're eating as well. So you got to make sure life is well and you're living well. So that's 17,000 that you're talking about out of 80,000. So you got about 217,000 you can spare and use for 2 weeks. And that's basically the point. And that's basically what you're using the whole point in. And that's basically using compassions with.